Rose Spaziani, the New York City correspondent for the Copenhagen Voice, cphvoice.com. I'm here today at an environmental event about greening your lifestyle. It's in New York City, and I'm with Bart Potenza, who is the founder of the Candle Cafe and Candle 79. And I'm going to talk a little bit with him about how you can make your life more sustainable. And here he is.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Bart. So can you tell me a little bit more about Candle Cafe and Candle 79?
Sure. I'm happy to say I'm in my 30th year overall. We've had the two restaurants for over 20 years now. It's Candle Cafe on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. Right from the get-go, we were known as a vegan restaurant, and both vegan, and of course they both are addressing using organic vegetables as well. This time, and especially in the middle of the summer, we have about 10 local farmers literally bringing the food right to our door. In fact, take a look at the back of my shirt. This was a theme we started over 20 years ago, which is a much copied theme now. Did you get that? Farm to table.
Yes.
And listen, we invite everybody, want everybody to be part of that. What I say a lot lately is this is a win-win situation. You know, the more people we find eating better food, handling their lives in a more holistic way, the better it is for themselves individually, of course, and as well as for the planet. But let's face it, a lot of the issues we're hearing about, I mean, I'm happy and proud to say I've just turned 72 in May. I'm the poster boy of the industry in many ways, but the so-called younger generation, which includes you and a lot of your viewers, are going to really have a world full of a lot of impact to handle. It's going to be an opportunity for you to choose the way you want to be with your lifestyle and your environment and how you want to walk on this planet. Because the resources are really dwindling. I sometimes fantasize in a George Orwellian way that, Candle and Candle Cafe and 79, yeah, we're doing great. We've never been busier. We're packed. We feed over 15,000 people a month between the two restaurants. But at some point, the whole idea even of getting organic vegetables is going to be challenging because the growing fields are getting smaller and smaller. Happily, a lot more of what we call conventional farmers are switching to organic. So we're getting a lot more of possibility. I was at a meeting with a Whole Foods event, and a woman raised her hand and told the president of Whole Foods, John Mackey, I couldn't find organic lettuce in your store today. So he just simply turned to her and said what I just said, well, we're going to have to get more people to grow more lettuce. It's quite something because, it's harder to change people's food habits than their religion or politics. It's something else we also say a lot. People get very stigmatized about how they eat, what it represents to them. I come from a very egocentric space because I have such a big following and I'm already feeding a fourth generation of clients. So on any given day, as much as this may sound like it, I don't need to proselytize. People, the smart people, the shakers in the movement, the theater, people in theater arts, people are eating. Doesn't have to be from me. They're home cooking it too. In fact, we have our cookbook out. It's now sold over 40,000 in a 5-year period, selling more than ever. People are finding out that they have to take on the commitment of their own sense of health and well-being. You can't leave it to what we call the system. I've never seen so many people not well. And this other thing about the healthcare system. If people would reverse this and take care of their health, we probably wouldn't have as much problem with the healthcare system.
Do you think there's a misperception that to eat sustainably, that it is more expensive? This event is sustainable, urban, cheap. I think a lot of people think that you buy organic or you buy straight from the farm and it's going to be more expensive. So what is your take on that?
Good question. Well, intrinsically, it is somewhat more expensive. I find in the summer months here on the East Coast, it may be different across the country, but it kind of equalizes. Like if you go and buy a commercial broccoli today or an organic broccoli, it'll probably be within the same price range, a nickel or dime difference. But I have to go back to what we always say in our version of the industry. If you invest in your health and well-being, you're not going to be spending the money on medical bills. In the 30 years I've been in this business, I think I spent $1.50 on doctors. I'm paraphrasing because I go for medical every couple of years just to monitor my health. But no one's making any money on me in the medical profession. People are too used to the idea that they're not going to feel well, and they don't make the connection that's what they're doing with their lifestyle that's causing that to happen. If you take care of yourself and by doing so, you're taking care of the planet as well, then everybody benefits. And so it's an investment. It's an investment in yourself. Yes, of course, a little bit more. If you're using discretionary income and you've got to choose between eating good fresh apples or some canned apple sauce or something, you got to go for the apples. It'll do you better in the long run.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Bart.
Thank
And
you.
now, this is Rose Spaziani for the Copenhagen Voice, cphvoice.com. I'm signing off from the Cheap Urban Sustainable Environmental Event sponsored by Living Liberally, a nonprofit organization in New York City. And I was joined today by Bart Potenza, the founder of the Candle Cafe and Candle 79.